All right, we're live. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Volente CrossFit podcast, Outside the Box. This is episode 15, and this is going to be with our member of the month for the month of June 2024. Got a good episode for you. As we jump in, we'll just start with updates. We just have one, and that is that we are planning for Hot Shots 2024, Hot Shots 19, to commemorate the sacrifice made by firefighters of the Granite Mountain Hot Shots up in Prescott, Arizona. I'm not sure what anniversary this is of that. I think, Logan, do you remember what year that was? Was it 2013?
I think this is the 11th year.
Okay. 11th year. That'll be on Saturday, August 24th. And I believe we've got a good Day of Volente crew scheduled for the 11 a.m. heat. So, Logan, I know you've got some programming set up, scheduled to start probably in the upcoming weeks. So, looking forward to that. And I think that's the only update, Logan, unless you've got anything else that we need to update everyone on.
Nope. That's it.
All right. So we're going to jump in. We'll bring in our member of the month, Chris Orr, in a little bit here, just as like a reminder or maybe as an introduction for anyone who's starting to watch that's never watched. We do these podcasts once a month with our member of the month, and it's just a way for us to highlight the positive attributes that this member brings to our community. And it's a way for us to try to build the community in a way that we think is positive, not only just for the business as a whole, but also that further accomplishes the mission that we have, which is to help people improve their lives utilizing the CrossFit methodology. And so this is one of my favorite parts of honestly owning a gym. It's something that is really enjoyable, that we get to learn more about people's lives and get a little deeper than maybe we normally would on a day-to-day basis in the gym. So with all that said, we're going to bring on our member of the month, Mr. Chris.
By the way, that was my wife asking me to open a jar for her. Just saying.
Nice.
She's pretty fit, but she still asked me to open jars for her. Anyways.
Yeah, Alea, you beat me in the workout. I'm a little disappointed that you can't open that jar. All right, but without further ado, Chris Orr, here we go. Little drum roll there. Hey, Chris, welcome.
What's up?
Orgy.
Hi, Logan.
Hi.
All right, so we'll start here. Logan, give us a rundown. Give us your perspective on Chris and the background of how Chris became our June member of the month.
Yeah, I think Chris should have been a member of the month a lot sooner, but I'm getting old, so I tend to forget about Chris. Or maybe Chris is getting old and he's forgetting stuff too. But no, I love telling this story. I'm the only person that calls Chris the Godfather, I feel like, because when I first went to Hammer, he was the first person that talked to me at Hammer. I walked in with Joe Gallego, and Joe was like, "Hey, just observe the class." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And honestly, I was really nervous because that was my second time ever being in a real CrossFit gym. Other than that, I had only done CrossFit in the garage at the farm in Joe's garage, Joe and Stacy. And I think for my birthday one year, they bought me a drop-in pass at Urban War Pit, where I did the competitors programming there or whatever for the hour. But other than that, I had never been in a real CrossFit gym. And so I walked in, kind of saw the layout of the land, found a bench, sat down on it. Chris walked over and sat down, or maybe you were sitting there already, Chris, and I sat next to you, and Joe walked up and was like, "You know who that is, right?" And I was like, "Obviously not." And then he's like, "That's the Godfather. We call Chris the Godfather," which I don't think anybody actually really called you that. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like when I said it after that, you were kind of like, "That's weird. Why are you calling me the Godfather?"
Yeah.
No, obviously, I mean, if you have been around the 9 a.m. crew, they're very man. what word would you use to describe the 9 a.m. group? It's wild, and it's a very
What would I?
salubrious. It's a salubrious time and space to be at the gym. And the Godfather, there it is. Um, yeah, that's Or right there for sure.
Salubrious.
Salubrious, yeah, it's a very healthy and fun place to be at 9 a.m. And I feel like Chris obviously helped to make that hour exciting. Chris is one person I feel like could walk into the gym and I could be in a very bad mood, and my day instantly gets better. I said that about Keith the other day too. So you're not the only one. So don't get a big head, Chris. I didn't say it to Keith. No, I would never say it to his face. I would just tell my wife in secret. But so, anyways, that's why I
So,
picked Chris.
do I make you feel good because relative to what I am, you makes yourself feel better?
Not relative to what you are. It's to the atmosphere you bring, which is what is salubrious.
It means health giving, healthy, or pleasant and not run down.
Yeah, Chris is. I don't feel like Chris is too run down. He does CrossFit though, so but it's a very healthy atmosphere. Yeah, health giving. I
Yeah.
like that.
Favorable to or promoting health or well being. Salubrious.
Yeah. Chris, you're a salubrious guy.
Okay.
Yes, you are. All right. So thanks, Logan, for that background.
Yeah.
Chris, welcome. We're going to get into what we'd like to do in these podcasts is we start with some basic questions about the general idea of who you are, where you came from, and then we get into some more fun questions about your personality and things like that. So, starting off,
All right.
what class do you normally attend at Deo?
9 a.m.
9
Monday,
a.m.
Wednesday, Friday.
Okay,
I'm
3
usually not
times
there
a
on
week
Thursdays or Sundays.
at 9 a.m. That's good. That's cool. Thank you. Tell us about where you grew up, how many siblings you have, where you went to high school, and any sports that you played, things like that.
Born in Flint, Michigan, in 1965. I lived with my mom and my two sisters most of that time. Went to Beecher High School, Buccaneers.
Buccaneers, baby.
Go Bucks.
I did not play any sports. I was, I guess, the nerd. I was kind of nerd. I graduated second in my high school class. So
Out of how many people?
250.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, I was homeschooled, so it was just me. I'm still in second.
That's a good joke. Took me a while to figure that out. second of one.
That's great.
Love
that.
That was it. I lived in Flint until I was 18, and I moved to Columbus, Ohio to go to school, and I lived there for 17 years before I moved to Arizona.
Okay, what brought you to Columbus, and then what brought you to Arizona?
I went to Columbus to attend Ohio Institute of Technology to get a degree in electronics.
Okay.
And we moved to Arizona because my wife got offered a job making more money than our combined salaries in Columbus.
Wow. So out of that Ohio Institute of Technology, what job did you do? And go ahead.
Electronic repair technician.
Electronic repair technician?
Yep.
For like residential customers or commercial?
For a company, I fixed just their equipment. It was International Research and Developmental Mechanalysis was the name of the company.
Wow.
They made machines that recorded vibrations in other machinery and gave you ways on how to fix that.
Interesting.
Rotating
can-
machinery mostly.
Okay. As a person that works in the utilities industry, I can think of a variety of potential use cases for that type of technology.
They made huge balancers, like tire balancers you get at a tire dealership, except they made them for the huge turbines at power plants.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of rotating machinery, whether it's pumps for like liquid systems or turbines, like you said, for generating electricity.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into that. So that's cool. And then tell me about your wife. How did you meet her? I always like those stories, like engagement stories and first date kind of things. Like what are you willing to share with that?
Here we go.
Uh-oh. We gotta make sure she's not listening. We're good. We both worked at the same restaurant in '87, I think. And then, I mean, when you worked at that restaurant on the weekends, you were there like 18 to 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you really got to know the people you worked with.
Wow, 18 to 20 hours. That's wild.
Yeah, well, because we're both in school, so during the work week, we're attending classes.
Oh, okay. You're saying per week or per day? The 18 to 20 hours.
Per weekend.
Okay.
A Saturday and a Sunday.
Weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's still pretty intense for 2 days.
Yeah.
That's cool. What was the restaurant?
It's called Berwick Manor Party House. You could see about,
What did you
party?
Okay.
No, you can seat about 650 people for weddings and stuff like that.
Wow.
Is it still in operation?
It is, but they're mostly just, and they also had a restaurant out front. Now it's just big parties and catering. I went back to visit last summer and talked to some of the people that I worked with. Unbelievably,
Nice.
they're still there.
Like there it is.
Did you guys get married there?
No. We were really young when we got married. Well, we were poor when we got married, so we couldn't afford a place like that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, Berwick Manor Party House. Crazy.
Yeah.
614-235-7100. That's the phone number.
Nice. Okay, so you worked together at this place, and then how did you go from the friend zone to the dating zone?
We both attended David Lee Roth concert with a bunch of other people from the restaurant.
David Lee Roth. Okay, nice.
And then she and
prime 80s time frame.
She and I and my best friend Chris Miller and a different girl ended up back at some apartments, and that's where we first kissed.
Yep.
Nice.
Kind of became a thing.
Okay, and then tell me about how did you go from dating to dropping on the knee and asking the big question, popping the question?
Well, I was married in November of '89. My first daughter was born in February of '89. After the daughter was born, I thought maybe we should get married.
Okay.
When you guys kissed, was it just like paradise?
Just like paradise. That's David Lee Roth, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna ruin this, but were you hot for a teacher?
He wasn't with Van Halen anymore.
Was she a California
girl? She's a Cincinnati girl, not a California girl.
Oh man, so many bad jokes right now.
Yeah. I can't remember who happened to David Lee Roth.
How many have you gone to a lot of concerts? I feel like you've probably gone. This is one of my questions later, but how have you been? Like, are you a big concert dude? I feel like you are.
Not since my oldest daughter was born. 35 years ago. I've
Wow.
gone to maybe half a dozen since then. But the first 2 years I was with my wife, we probably went monthly.
Oh yeah,
We
for
saw
sure.
all the hair bands, all of them.
That's awesome. What was your favorite concert?
Probably Motley Crue in Detroit. My wife didn't even go to that one, but it had
Is
some
that
good
why?
power songs.
Is that
No,
why
no,
it was your
no,
favorite?
no.
Nice.
Remember, she's not listening.
I don't know if anyone is. Just so everyone knows, we're streaming to YouTube now only. YouTube only. We used to stream to our private Facebook group. Last month we tried to do that, but we received a notification stating that Facebook no longer allows that. So last month we streamed to YouTube as well as our public Facebook page. And then when I set this one up, Facebook notified us that they don't allow that anymore. They only allow streaming to certain public Facebook pages, but not ours. I think there's probably some type of threshold where you have to have a certain number of likes, and we don't exceed that. So we're still good on YouTube.
Alea is listening, and I know because she is literally laughing at everything at like a
Slightly
over
delayed.
15 second delay. I hear her in the other room laughing.
Okay,
So,
nice. Thanks,
yeah.
Alea. Feel free to put some comments in the chat, even if they're slightly delayed. But that's probably what we're gonna do going forward. Next month, I'll try to see if we can do Instagram as well, but we're currently just limited to YouTube. So, anyways, Chris, thanks for sharing that story. Okay, so you shared about your wife, your dating, your proposal, your marriage, and your oldest daughter. Tell us about your family and give us a little bit of background about that. And then I also want to hear about your introduction to CrossFit. So maybe if you can tie all that together, that would be great.
See, Becky was born in '89, and she still lives here in the Valley. And then 6 years later, my son was born. We were still in Columbus, and he has since left Arizona and moved to the state of Washington. And my youngest daughter is 20, and she attends NAU and coaches figure skating up in Flagstaff.
Nice.
Becky's a teacher when she's not raising her kids. I got 3 granddaughters.
Awesome.
So he is hot for teacher.
What's that?
So you are hot for teacher. Got it.
No.
Got it.
Okay,
tell us about how you learned about CrossFit and tell us about your first workout.
My son and I.
Oh, did you say? Hold on, sorry. Did you say Jenny is a teacher? No, Jenny works for.
I said Becky.
Yeah, Becky's
Becky. Oh, okay.
Jenny went to school to be a teacher, and she ended up being a corporate instructor.
Yeah. Yeah. And she works for what company now?
Yeah, Discover Card.
That's right. All right. Discard my last comment from the record book. Keep going.
So CrossFit introduction and your first workout.
Well, my son and I watched a CrossFit workout on TV, and then probably a couple of weeks later, we were just driving by and we saw Hammer because it's near to the house. And he goes, "There's a CrossFit place." So I just called them and checked it out. Came in, started grunt school like 3 days later.
Was it like a CrossFit Games thing that was on TV or something on YouTube? Or
I'm not sure if it was the games or not.
What year was it?
That would have been 12.
It was probably not the games at that point. I mean, the games probably weren't on TV at that point, I think.
Right. It wasn't like it is now, but yeah, we saw something on television.
Right. Interesting. Okay. And so you said you saw it and you just drove up and walked in and said,
and then I went home and called.
Okay.
Because at that point I had been laid off on my job and I'd spent the whole year bicycling every day, and then a whole year running every other day. And I was kind of tired of doing that stuff.
What point?
Hey,
Sorry.
sorry, I have a question.
Good.
Can you talk a little bit about your biking experience? Because I feel like I know and some other people know, but a lot of people from our gym don't know your tattoo story and that whole situation.
Yeah. I love to bike. How's that? Is that good enough?
That was going to be my question, is like, you talked about not being in any sports in high school and kind of being what you said was a nerd. I would love to hear kind of how you went from that to loving to bike, and then I think also the story that Logan alluded to.
Well, when I was in junior high and high school, I liked to fish. So I had to ride my bike to the lake, which is like 4 miles away, and the river was like 7 miles away. So that's why I started riding all the time in the summer.
The famous river in Flint, Michigan.
It's a good one. The lake we used to went to had to be closed to swimming and fishing because there was too much human waste in it a couple of years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so that turned into a love for biking.
Yeah, just like
because of fishing.
And then my daughter wanted to borrow my truck one day, and Jenny needed her car to go to work. So I decided to bike to my job, which was like 13 miles away. So I got up really early in the morning and I rode, I don't know, maybe 7 of the miles before a lady who was leaving a house after a good night of partying ran me over.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, right in front of Deer Valley High School.
Interesting.
So the funny thing about that is, after I got out of the hospital and back to work, a friend came up to me at work and told me that I caused him to be late to work by getting run over.
Oh man.
Sorry for the inconvenience, bro.
That's wild.
So I was initially hit with the front end of a Escalade, and I was tossed maybe like 50 feet, the cops believe, and then she ran over my leg from there. And that's why I had to my legs, because they had to do a fasciotomy on it.
That's wild.
Yeah. So did the fasciotomy, put some screws and a metal plate in my pelvis. I got a tracheotomy, bruised lungs, bruised liver, bruised kidney, cracked rib. I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they slapped some Band-Aids on you and sent you home, right?
Yeah. 4 days in ICU and another 11 days in recovery room.
Wow.
That's wild.
How long ago did you say that was?
2006.
Okay, and then what year did you start doing CrossFit?
12.
Okay, so you had already essentially fully recovered, and it sounds like you were back to running and biking at that point.
Yeah. I only had to have one follow-up surgery where they had to take some calcium out of my pelvis.
Was it a difficult was it a difficult transition to going back to exercising on a bike? Did you still go back out on public streets and ride the bike?
I mostly did not go on streets. I just went on the trails along Skunk Creek, the Ogre River, whatever it is. Yeah. And I would ride on the streets in Sun City, except for Sunday mornings when everybody was going to church, because that was dangerous. But yeah, I kind of like shrug and feel, I tense up if I'm riding my bicycle on Union Hills or Bell Road or something like that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit there.
That's crazy, man. I was actually driving the other morning, and I was going from the middle lane, merging to the most left lane in the street, and there's 2 other lanes that cars were driving in. And as I was merging the car in the middle lane, it like moved over a little bit, like as I was merging. It was a safe merge, but I was just thinking, like, pretty crazy that we're like driving these big old 2,000-pound metal vehicles, and like we just trust these lines. Like everybody's gonna stay in their line or their lane, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. If you guys don't know this, Chris has a tattoo on his leg of a zipper around his scar, which is pretty cool, and then a zipper zipped up on the other side. And your license plates say that, right, on your cars? They're like zipper. Your license plate on your car says like zipper or something. I think it does. I don't know if we lost him.
Oh, he froze.
I think his license plate. Oh, it says
Correct.
unzipped, something like that. Anyway, kind of crazy. Are you there, or did we lose you? I think we lost him.
Yeah, Orzi, your Wi-Fi is a little spotty.
Back.
Okay.
Oh, who's back? Yeah. But yeah, crazy story, man. That's wild. So if you're ever driving down Bell and 91st Ave at 8:45, you'll see, or walking across the street probably. So we basically gave out all of his information just now, like where he lives, what his license plate is.
We just doxed him.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
That's a good one to freeze on right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, question for you. So starting CrossFit, did you feel like there was any impediment from that injury, or did you feel like it wasn't an issue at that point 6 years later? It's probably hard to say. I mean, CrossFit's hard starting out anyways.
I think I was okay. I still have some issues. I like tingly feelings in my left foot, stuff like that, and my backs. I'm not sure they put me back together straight when they put the plate and the screws in there.
Yeah, that's assuming that you were
before, but yeah, exactly. But a chiropractor said that one was now an inch and a half longer than the other one.
Interesting. That's a lot. Like everyone's probably a little slightly off balance.
Yeah. Nobody's perfectly symmetrical.
I know for me, I saw the chiropractor recently. I tend to injure one side of my back more than the other. I don't get injured that often. Hi, Brinley. Anyway, speaking of injuries, the thing that they shared though is that one leg is slightly longer than the other. So they gave me a little 12 millimeter lift for my left leg because it's slightly shorter. So I haven't had any back injuries since then. And although I do feel like my left calf now is slightly tighter than the other, and I think it's because of that lift, but you can't have everything, right? So anyways, is there any other parts of your background that we need to dive into that you think would be meaningful here?
I
didn't catch your first CrossFit workout. Do you remember what that was?
We had at that time Hammer had grunt school. So I don't recall what the first workout was, but there was an introductory one that was, I think, ring rows, squats, and maybe push-ups.
That's pretty good.
He had us do a number of those, and then we did the grunt school, and then we came back to that workout and see if our time was better.
Nice. Little upper body push and pull, and then lower body push. Yeah.
There's a let me see if I can find it real quick. Jen Gowell sent a picture of one of her first CrossFit workouts recently, and it's very similar. It's like 500-meter row, 40 air squats, 30 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, 10 pull-ups in 8 minutes, which is really funny because I feel like if she went back and redid that,
she'd crush it.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the typical like first one. Now I put the first one that I put people through is 50 cows on the bike as fast as possible, and they get to about 21 or 22, like hauling butt before they hit the mud, and they're like, I can't even move my arms or legs. And then I just yell at them. Yeah. For the next 25 calories, I just yell at them, like, you can do it, you can do it, keep going, you're already almost there. The most deceiving part, I think, is though I make them bike for 25 calories in the warm up before we start learning other movements before we go back to the bike. And then I tell them, you did 25 calories already. Did that feel terrible? And they're like, no, it was super easy. And I'm like, yeah, so it's just like you're already halfway there. So just do 50. And they're like, okay, cool. And don't understand that that's definitely one that you kind of got to face.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
how long does like the introductory course last anymore? Like when you
Ours
have
is
a new
an
person?
hour.
5
An hour?
weeks, right?
5 weeks, an hour per week, or twice, 2 workouts a week?
No, five sessions.
5
Five
sessions.
sessions. Yeah.
Sessions,
So like it just depends on how fast they want to get it done. So it
Gotcha.
goes, yeah, there's one free one, and then I think it's 5 sessions after that. And then by that time, they're usually kind of sick of me and they're ready to get into class. So yeah. But anyways, moving on.
Yep. Let's jump into the fun questions where we learn more about Chris's personality. Logan's always got a good list of fun questions, so let's jump right into that.
I got good ones today, guys. I'm like really excited about these. I don't know if we're gonna make it through all of them, but all right. Chris, you ready for this? I'm really excited to do this with
Perhaps.
you. All right, perhaps. Yeah. What is your go-to binge watch on TV right now? What do you like to watch if you're just gonna sit down and like binge on something?
I only watch sports on TV.
Really? Okay. What sport?
Occasionally I'll watch Family Guy, something like that. But recently my wife and I have started watching shows together twice a week. So whatever she wants to watch, whatever current series we're watching. But
Okay.
as far as
It's interesting to me that you say that because you also know what Bluey is.
Oh, are you the one that drew Bluey on the whiteboard?
I know what they are because my granddaughters watch shows,
Okay.
but it's not my go-to.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. Who was your celebrity role model growing up? Who did you like? Like it could be in sports, it could have been in music, TV. Did you have somebody that was like your yeah?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you who mine is. Dwayne the Rock Johnson is my
Oh, really?
celebrity role model. Yeah, I love that guy.
Wow.
He's awesome.
I haven't. I mean, I had favorite players in different sports, but none that I didn't
Yeah.
follow anybody particularly.
Okay. What's the first thing you do in the morning when you wake up?
When I wake up,
Yeah.
I hit the snooze, man.
Go back to sleep.
That's honest.
Nice.
That is very
And the
honest.
first thing I do is I get up and I brush my teeth, put on some shorts, and go downstairs to make breakfast.
Okay. What's
Nice.
your breakfast look like?
It looks like oatmeal because that's what it is.
You mean you don't make it look like your oatmeal look like pancakes or anything?
No, I don't fluff it up. Just half a cup of oatmeal, and a cup of orange juice, and a cup of milk. That's it.
Nice.
Chris, I have a
All right.
question about how you get out of bed.
Do you want? I can.
What's
I
that?
can give you the long version.
Yes, let's do it.
I kick the blankets off, and I pull my knees up, and I put my right knee down, followed by my left 5 times, and then I do the left knee, followed by the right knee 8 times, and I put them both together and swing them back and forth. And then I stretch out my right calf, and then I swing my legs off the bed and get up.
Nice.
That's so good.
For me, I used to try to kick the sheets off but now all I do is just turn and stand up and let the sheets just fall.
Well,
Yeah.
It's my way of saying it's like the first win of the day. We'll just say that.
yeah, you dominated those sheets.
Sorry.
All right.
Keep going.
Let's see. What's the scariest roller coaster you've ever ridden?
The one that scared me the most would not scare me now, but I think in my sophomore year in high school, we went down to Disney World, and we were in Disney. The space one where it's all dark.
Yep. Space Mountain.
You know, I was with my mother, and that's the first time she heard me cuss. We hit that first ramp, and I said, "Oh shit!" That's
amazing.
Yeah. There are some now that I would noodle on.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I went on one called X at Magic Mountain with a buddy.
Oh,
and
dude, that one's crazy.
It kind of like you sit in it like this, like your feet are like that, and then it does this before you take off. It turns this way, so you're laying on your back, and then it goes up the thing, and yeah, and then the first drop it flips you face down, and my
So the
my
fall,
harness,
the drop is upside down, right?
yeah, it's like you're going up backwards,
Feet
like
first.
yeah, feet behind you like this. You're on your back, so you're ticking up, and then it flips you forward toward the track, and then drops you straight down. And one of the times that it hits the brakes were like very bumpy, and my harness started going like this every time. And my buddy next to me, I was like, "Hey, hey, hey!" And he looked over and he put his arm out and like pulled the harness down, and I held his arm the rest of the time. Because yeah, there you go. So you're like laying back, and then it flips you forward. It's pretty wild. Yeah, so that's your view, and then instead of flipping like backwards, upside down, well, what it used to do, I don't know if it does it in this video. It turns you towards the roller coaster. Yeah, this way it goes. This one goes the other way. Oh wait, let's see. No, right here. It flips you forward straight down. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that was pretty scary. He held on to my there was a harness here and a lap harness, and the lap harness didn't move, but the upper harness was coming loose. Yeah, that was the scariest most scared I've ever been on a ride. Yeah, it was not fun.
To me, it's just the first hill. If I get by the first hill, everything else is fun. But
yeah,
the first drop, not fun.
For sure. All right. Moving on. I highly doubt this, but is there anyone on your hate list? Anyone that you really don't like?
It's not a secret within my family, but I'm not going to say who it is.
Okay. I'm so curious about that. I feel like you would like everybody. All right, we'll move on. What is the most overrated topping in your opinion on anything? Any type of food? What's the most overrated topping?
Topping?
Yeah, like it could be like pineapple on pizza or chocolate chips on ice cream. What's your like?
It's definitely those the sprinkles they put in ice cream.
Yes.
They have like zero flavor.
I agree.
In my opinion. Yeah.
I agree.
It's overrated. When your kids,
it's just like it just all adds this consistency, like a different consistency to the ice cream. It doesn't really do anything. I agree with that. What about you, Adam?
Yeah.
I like pineapples on pizza as an overrated topping.
Yeah.
I think, let me think of some other ones. When I think of sushi, it's the roe, which is fish eggs, I believe. I don't know what that adds. I like sushi a lot, and I don't mind when roe is on there, but I don't understand why it's there.
I like guac. I like guacamole with dipping my chips in it and like dipping stuff in guac. But guac on hamburgers or cheeseburgers, that also like avocado slices. I guess I would say avocado slices, not guac. I like guac, but slices of avocado on a burger, you can't taste it. So to me, it's kind of like overrated.
No.
All right. Have you flipped anyone off recently? If not, when was the last time you did?
I love this question. It's great.
It's been a long time, but I think a couple years ago, there was a driver who was doing things I thought he probably shouldn't be doing. And Stacy Gallego says she saw me flip somebody off. Well, I don't remember doing it.
Just word of mouth got back to you that you did that.
How about you, Logan? Who was the last person you flipped off?
Oh man, I flipped somebody off pretty recently that was driving like a dummy. But the weird thing, here's a weird like thing that I do. It's not weird when you think about it in context, but usually I have Lene in the back seat with me. So if somebody's driving like a dummy, I'll catch myself talking out loud to them, and I know she can hear it. So when I drive by and I maybe mouth things to them, it's silent in the car when I do it, so that she doesn't hear what I'm saying, but they think that I'm saying something out loud. And that's bad. It's really bad. But I've done that once recently with somebody, and honestly, most of the people that drive terribly have out of state plates, and I usually end up saying something out loud like
Oh,
nobody
that's
wants you here, go back to Texas, yeah, or whatever. Go back to Minnesota, I don't know.
What about you, Adam?
Honestly, probably one of the other photographers at the CrossFit Games events that I've shot. There's kind of a meme, if you will, with the other photographers. A lot of times between events, there won't be any action going on the field of play. So we'll turn either to the crowd or to the other people that are there, whether it's judges or media people, and we'll just start taking pictures of them, and then we'll share. So a lot of times you'll just be sitting there waiting for the next event, and then you'll just have the sense that there's a lens on you somewhere else, and you'll look, and sure enough, there's a lens. So you either smile or look away and pretend like you didn't see them, or you flip them off. So it was most likely one of those people that I flipped off. Yeah.
All right. This question, Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
That's the question.
I hear he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Apparently people in Hawaii really, I think it's him. People in Hawaii like really love him. It's like a big thing there. He's a big deal in Hawaii. It's really weird.
He's like half Polynesian though, isn't he? I mean, he's one of them.
I guess.
Like him?
Alea said national treasure. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
That's Nicolas Cage.
National treasure or treasurer? No, he's a national treasure there. Yeah. Oh, he gives his paychecks to homeless people in Hawaii, and I know that he has a sign there. Like there's an actual plaque he has that says Keanu Reeves. Maybe type in Keanu Reeves Hawaii and see what comes up.
I was just in Hawaii. I should have asked everyone while I was there.
Canadian actor, but go down and see if it says anything about. Yeah, it's really weird.
His dad was Chinese and Hawaiian.
Yeah, super interesting. I watched a thing on it and had no idea that in Hawaii they like cherish this actor. when over here we're kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Apparently, he has a home there, according to Pinterest.
Pinterest. Crazy. All right. Let's see. What was the first concert you ever went to?
We're
Do you
talking about it.
remember?
That was the first one I went to. Was the
Which one?
David Lee Roth. The David
Oh,
Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth.
That was
Okay.
one, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Do you have any weird habits?
Weird habits?
Yeah.
You'd have to ask Jenny that one.
All right, we're gonna next member of the month. We're just interviewing Jenny the whole time. Next podcast.
I love that question. Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, why not? If you could put something on a billboard for free for a year, what would it say?
Probably something really simple like calm down.
That's amazing. I love that.
I don't think it's that expensive to get a billboard.
Is it? I don't know.
I think
Those ones up by the stadium though are the electronic ones that switch over. I bet those cost a bit.
Yeah, probably.
I think we should do it.
Yeah. I'd probably put Call Raffy on mine because that's a commercial I hear so often.
We should get a Deo Volente CrossFit billboard.
I think we already have one.
I'm down. And then we could say things that people say about Deo Volente, things that members say from Deo Volente, and Chris's could say calm down across it.
We'll just have
that should be the one question we ask every member of the month is if we could put one quote on there, what would it be? And then we'll just collect all of those, and those will be what we flash on the screens.
Make a billboard. It'll say Keanu Reeves with a question mark, and then the next one will say calm down. And then it'll go to Deo Volente CrossFit.
Yeah. People will be so confused, but they'll be so intrigued. They won't know. They'll visit our website just because.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything that you're afraid of?
Probably.
All of Chris's answers are like very like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of water. My swimming capabilities are limited. So probably water.
Okay. Probably water.
Not drinking water, but yeah, large bodies of water.
Yeah. But you also biked 20 miles in the snow uphill both ways to get to the fishing. So
yeah, I always fished, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
Sure.
If you could enjoy one condiment for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Just one condiment that goes on any food.
I think you asked me this.
Did I?
Previously. I can't remember what my answer was because I don't know that when I do grilled onions count as a condiment, or is that topping?
No, that's a topping. That's a topping that you condiment like you gotta like spread it or squeeze it onto something.
It has to come packaged in like a bottle or something, or a jar.
Mayonnaise. Okay.
Wow.
What about you, Adam?
It would be one of the following 3 or 4.
No. One. You can't pick all of them. You got to pick one.
Okay, fine. Sriracha. But honorable mention to ranch dressing, Parmesan cheese, and the Asian Zing sauce from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay. I think mine would probably be barbecue sauce. That was close honorable mention. Anything like honey mustard or sweet and spicy. But barbecue sauce was actually the one flavor after I got COVID that I tasted first. I think we had gotten a barbecue bag of barbecue chips, and I think Alea might have opened it or something, and I was like, I can smell that, and then I tried one, and I was like, I can taste that. After not being able to taste anything for like 5 days, it was glorious, and then I realized that that was the one flavor that I could taste, so I put barbecue sauce on everything for the next like few days.
What was the
Nice.
first thing you realized you couldn't taste?
It was the first thing that I couldn't smell, and I realized that I had COVID, and Alea said, "Are you like?" I mean, the doctor said I had COVID, but I thought, "Oh, they're just BSing me. This is not a real thing or whatever." So I came home and I stuck my face in the coffee grounds. I opened the coffee grounds and stuck my face in it and took a big whiff, and absolutely nothing. Yeah,
That's a strong smell too.
yeah, it was crazy.
Chris, did you
Yeah.
ever have that where you got COVID and lost smell and taste?
Nope, I had COVID 3 times, and like I just felt a little bit weak on 2 of them, and my teeth hurt on the first one. And that was it.
Interesting.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I think I had it twice. And the first time is just severe headaches. And then the second time is when I lost taste and smell. And the way that I learned was by drinking whiskey. And I didn't have that
That's
initial
kind of dangerous.
harsh reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild sensation to be like eating broccoli. Like I would be eating something like a hot dog, and I'm like, I can't taste this, and I'm like, that sucks. And then eating broccoli and being like, even though I like broccoli and I love it now, but I was eating broccoli and was like, I can't taste this. That's kind of awesome. So, anyways,
All you
All right,
get is the texture at that point. It's just weird.
yeah, it is. It is an odd texture. Okay, this is going to be the rapid fire section. So you have to answer within 10 seconds or less. Each one. No explanations, but if you want to give one, you can. All right, here we go. You have to get rid of one forever. Okay. So peanuts, almonds, or cashews. Get rid of one
Almonds.
forever.
Almonds.
Almonds. Yep, same. TV or music?
TV.
Yeah, same. What are you gonna do during a WOD? You're not gonna watch an episode of something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chapstick or deodorant?
What was the first thing?
Chapstick.
Deodorant.
You like chapstick that much?
I don't use either. No.
All right. Eggs, pancakes, or biscuits and gravy?
Biscuits and gravy. Easy.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Dogs or cats? What was that?
Cats.
Cats. Okay.
Yeah.
Thrusters or wall balls?
Ooh.
The same thing.
Kinda.
Probably I prefer thrusters, so wall balls.
Okay. Tank tops or flip flops?
Flip-flops.
Flip flops. I knew you were gonna say that. I don't even know why.
Flip-flops, 'cause I've never had a pair.
I was wondering that. I was like, I bet he doesn't even wear flip flops. Cake, pie, or ice cream?
Cake.
Cake. I think probably same.
I'll go pie.
Pie. I know I'm keeping ice cream, that's for sure. All right, this is the last one. Tapping the box before you do a box jump, shrugging after a deadlift, or doing the Orzy shimmy before squatting.
I have to give one up.
Yeah, you have to give one up forever.
Probably touching the box.
Touching the box?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I touched it. I only touched it twice today, so.
So for those of you who don't know, Orr has these things that he does where they're kind of his, I don't know what you would call them, rituals.
Signature moves.
Yeah, signature moves. final, I don't know, things that he does right before or after he does a movement. He taps the box just to say hello there before he does his box jump. He does his deadlifts, and then on the last one, he'll shrug it up in order to let go of it, just to say, like, I finished you, I won.
Yeah.
And then he also does the Orzi shimmy before squatting, where he kind of does this thing with his hips where he gets them in line where he feels good right before he does his squat. And if you're ever in the gym and you're hanging out with us for a class, you'll definitely see one of those.
You need to set up a workout with squats, deadlifts, and box jumps so we can get all those in the same
I will.
workout.
Next week it's coming in. And I'm going to videotape it. I'm going to go Facebook Live when you're not looking, Chris. You'll get to show the people how it's really done.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got. That's it. You survived.
Cool. I wish you both a happy Father's Day this weekend.
Thanks.
Same.
You as well.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right. Well, this has been fun, Chris. We really appreciate your time. Really appreciate the positive presence you bring to the gym and the experience and wisdom as well, and also the signature moves. I think we all need to maybe work on some of our own signature moves, or maybe we have them, we just don't realize them. So if you notice someone in the gym with a signature move, be sure to let them know about it in a tactful and pleasant way. But
Yeah.
So I'm going to extend that happy Father's Day to everyone else who may be watching from our community or from outside. Happy Father's Day. Logan, you got any closing remarks?
Nope.
Awesome.
Done with
Well,
the meal?
what's that?
Is Logan done with his meal?
Yes.
I am.
Yeah.
I did one of these. Like I'm finished.
You gotta like show the backs to you.
Yeah, I got time.
All right.
guys.
Well,
Thanks.
yep. We'll go ahead and
Yep.
close out here. Thank you everyone for watching, either live or in the future as the recorded version. We will have this on our YouTube channel. If you're watching, you obviously know that already. So we'll close out here. Thanks for watching. Chris, again, thanks for your time. Logan,
Thanks, Chris.
we'll have
See you guys.
See ya.
Yep.
That's good.